Okay, as you can imagine, this is part 2 of the IVA chest preparations. Well, it went in for the IVA, failed. So, failed on 7 different things. Some were like sort of acceptable that I wouldn't have known, and a couple of stupid things. But first thing, the front indicators were too low, so when they have to get their head down. He actually laid on the floor, the bloke who done the IVA test, laid on the floor with his head at the same height as the indicators, at an angle of 20 degrees inwards from each indicator, and he couldn't see 50% of the reflective surface. He could still see the reflective surface, but he didn't feel he could see 50%, so it failed. So I've lifted the indicator up using the spare grommet, pushed the spare grommet inside. Now that sits higher. Basically it didn't clear this part here of the body, so now lifting it up, that clears it, so that should be okay. Headlights, the headlights I had, the P700, I think they are replicas. He didn't like them. They had the right pattern, but there was a little blob of light in the middle he didn't like, so I've replaced them with some Wipac headlights with an E9 on them, so they should pass, I hope. So that's 2. Oh, the windscreen. Windscreen, I don't know if you can see, has got AS1 as the standard written on it, not an E number. I forget what the E number should be. So he failed it for that because he didn't feel that that was the correct marking on the windscreen. Although I'd been up there a few days prior to the IVA and spoke to another chap up there who said that was fine. Anyhow, a week or so after failing the IVA, because it's now 2 weeks since then, a week or so after failing the IVA, they rang me and said that that was actually okay. So that was okay. The design weights, I put the wrong value in. I put the curb weight in rather than the design weight. So I failed on that as well. It was about 100 kilos overweight. But that was my fault. So I've taken some paperwork up to the IVA centre and they've accepted that, so that bit's passed now, so that's okay. I think that's 4 things. Oh, seats and seat belts. So basically the seat belt mounting points are too low. So so when they put their little device on the seat, when they put their device on the seat belts should angle down, but mine angled very slightly up. They were like horizontal to up, so he didn't like that. So I've taken the wadding out of the seat and replaced it with some various widths of foam, and I'm going to take some foam with me and just alter the amount of foam that's in the bottom of the seat in order to get the height of the seat belts correct. There's not much in it, it's just slightly off. I think I've got to take 30mm out of the seat bolster on the bottom, this under here. So I pulled all this up and I've replaced the cushioning underneath it. The other thing you've got to be careful of though is the field of view out the front. There's only a certain angle. There's a certain angle you're allowed to have to achieve before it hits the dashboard. So I can't go too low and I can't go too high. It's very close. But I'm hoping if I take some foam with me, I can adjust it when their device is in there, their little arm thing. I forget what they call it now. That I'm hoping that's going to be okay. So that's 4 or 5 things now. And the biggie with this is the lights where they originally were are too far in from the edge of the vehicle. Now, to my mind, the edge of the vehicle was here, this surface here, but in their mind, the edge of the vehicle is the widest part, which is this wheel arch. So they drew lines down on the wheel arch, on both wheel arches, drew it on the floor, drew a line down from where the lights were, as you can see there, and they were about 600 million, not 400 million, so it failed. So I've had to get some, I don't know, best description is trailer lights, but they're IVA approved, and mount them. I've just mounted them on the chassis to body mounts, made a bit of perspex, cut a bit of perspex to bring them out. Brought the wire through the original hole. Same the other side. Yeah, look very neat, doesn't it? I mean, clearly that's going to be replaced. I mean, that's... Anyway, so they're now 400 mil in from the edge of the bodywork, which is the widest part of the car. So, yeah, nice. Past everything else. Can't think of anything else that failed on. Hang on, let me look at my list. Oh yeah, I remember. And the other thing is, it's my fault. The brake lines, the flexible brake lines to the front of the wheels just literally touched the upper wishbones on full lock, both sides. I thought I checked it all, I thought I set it all up, but I've messed about with the steering on this quite a bit because the steering rack wasn't the track rod arms wouldn't reach in order to get the toe in correct, so I had to extend the track rod arms, and I think I've then just didn't recheck them, so fixed that. So now it's ready for the retest, which I haven't booked yet, which I'm hoping to book in the next day or two, and hopefully there won't be a part 3 to this, but so nothing too major, silly little things really. The guy who did it was his first IVA tests, and man did he rip this thing to pieces. He checked everything. I mean, he even used a watering can to check the windscreen wiper speeds, and took a wheel nut off. Oh, just unbelievable. I've been to 5 IVAs now, and never had one quite so involved. He checked everything. But there you go. Oops. Quite interesting. Some of the things I thought it would fail on that it didn't. So these clips are okay. The wing mirrors were fine. The noise was fine. You know, even the wadding round there was fine. Cover things up. The wheels. The holes in the wheels were fine. Seat belts were fine, apart from the height. Seats, all the interior, you know, all the things that you think it could fail on, it didn't. So all in all, not too bad. Hopefully it's not a part 3, as I say, so this should be it. If there's a part 3, I'll do a part 3. Right, thanks for watching.